Hello, hello. This is Pastor Jay of Walk in Truth Radio Network with your encouraging word for today. Friday's focus. We're about to go into the weekend. It's time to get ready to go into the weekend. It's time to get ready to enjoy yourself. Do you know it is time to talk about time? Time well spent, running out of time. Time is winding up. Time is winding down. Too much time. We take the time. We waste time. Time is at the center of our lives. And if you don't know it, you should know it by now. Over time, you're getting older. Over time, you may be getting better or worse. But there's this thing called time that God created to divide the days, weeks, months, and years. And you're right in the middle of it. You can't live outside of time right now because you're in time. You only have a certain amount of breaths to take in this time. You only have a certain amount of things to do in this time. So with time being at the center, a commodity that we cannot get any more of, and they're limited to each individual that we don't know how much time we got, and it's valuable, then what should we be doing with it? On one hand, the Bible tells us to not plan so far in the future in time that we need to deal with what's in front of us today. But then if we don't have any plans for the future, then we get there, how we know what to do? It's a conundrum. But we know time is ticking. Whether you're wasting time, running out of time, time is winding up, time is running down, or you feel you may have all the time in the world. That's what youth is for, because youth is wasted on the young because they believe they have all the time in the world. And I remember I used to think that. I remember that I couldn't wait for the time to become 21 so I could drive, or the time that I become 16, or the time I could become 18. I couldn't wait for the time. But then at a certain point in time, I wished I could rewind time and do things all over again. See how crazy time is? There's a time for everything. I mean, we have so many sayings based upon time. And yet, again, I will submit to you that time is something that we need to value and need to understand how important it is in our day to day lives. Well, one person may take the time to do what's right, the other person may take the time to do what's wrong. It's still time. I sit and think about the times I've had with different people, whether it was in anger or in love. It was this period of time. And then there was a time where I fell out of love, or a time where I reconciled, time to make money, time to be on the grind. What am I saying? Well, you know what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. You can't go back in time to redeem what you had yesterday, but God is letting you hear this message now. So the question is, what are you going to do with the time you have left? From the time of this moment, this minute, this second, every breath you take in time is a breath of grace. What are you going to do with the time you have left? Are you going to spend your time pursuing those things which are perishing, or your time pursuing those things which are everlasting, which is love, joy, peace, self control, things that you can pass on to your friends, family, and those you have influence over? Are you going to spend all of your time just gathering, gathering, gathering? And then when your time is up, you can't take it with you. You value those things which are perishing, which you're perishing too. So, what are you going to do with the time you have left? That's your decision right now. No matter what you did yesterday, yesterday's time is up. You can start anew today, right now, this time. You don't have to wait for approval. You're still here. It's time to get busy. It's time to grow up. It's time to move forward. Or you can choose not to and waste your time. It's time to get closer to family members. It's time to tell people you love them. It's time that you submit yourself to God. It's time for you to do great things. It's time for you to write the book that you wanted to write. It's time for you to go on the vacation that you wanted. It's time for you to decide to spend that rainy day fun, because any day can be a rainy day. It's time for you to do what you've been called to do. It's time for you to figure that out. Just don't go through life aimlessly wandering in time like so many people do. believing that time is going to be kind to them. Time is your enemy. Time is never your friend because if you don't use it wisely, you'll run out of it and you can't recapture it. So you have to value time because it's a commodity that's not necessarily reinvented every day for you. Some things you could have done 20 years ago in the right time, you didn't do, so you can't do them now. But there are a lot of things that you can do right now, no matter where you are, no matter who you are, no matter what condition you may be in, that you could take the time to go in a different direction. You just have to make the decision right now to use your time wisely. So time is valuable, time is fleeting, time is going away, time in time, out of time. And I'm going to fit in this podcast this time. And hopefully I'll see you on the other side at another time. So it's time for me to go. This is Pastor Jay of Walk of Truth Radio Network. I always want you to be encouraged, blessed, and at peace. Remember, walk in the truth of the Lord. And remember, time is a commodity that is so valuable that yesterday's time can't be spent today. Peace.